Call to order the meeting of the Greenwood Common Council on Wednesday, January the 4th, 2023. If you would stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance, and after the pledge, please remain standing. We led in prayer this evening by Chaplain Fred Madron, representing the Indiana State Police Department.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please pray with me. Lord God, as we come this evening and begin this new year, may you give us vision and help leadership as we listen, seek to understand the will and needs of the people. Bless each member of this council and watch over them. Be a part of this conversation tonight as they listen, understand, and seek to debate all the merits and all the thoughts and ideas of the needs of people in Greenwood. We pray, God, that you would watch over and bless our first responders, care for them as they seek to care for us, and bless the people of Greenwood. Now may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up the beauty of his love upon you and give you peace.
Thank you. You may be seated. Roll call.
Bates.
Present.
Campbell.
Here.
Gibson. Here. Hill.
Here.
Hopper.
Here.
Lexi.
Here.
Middleton.
Here.
And Williams.
Here. We do have a quorum, and just for anyone who may be slightly confused, Mr. Foster, who was on the council at the end of 2022, is now employed by the city of Greenwood, so therefore has had to step down from the council. And he is one of our assistant city attorneys, and he volunteered to be here tonight to help us out. So, Drew, welcome. Thank you. All we should receive copies of the minutes for our last regular meeting, December 19th, 2022. Do I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Lexi. A second by Mr. Bates. Any discussion, any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, then roll call on the minutes.
Bates.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Gibson. Aye. Hill.
Aye.
Hopper.
Aye.
Lexi.
Aye.
Middleton.
Aye.
And Williams.
Abstain.
Minutes are approved on a vote of 7-0 with one abstention. Reports, Corporation Council.
The item semi-monthly report is available on SharePoint. If anyone wants to look at it.
Anything under the controller at this time?
Nothing at this time.
Any other committee or board reports? Moving on, this is an opportunity to set aside for members of the public to address the council concerning items that are not on, or that are on tonight's agenda. So if you're here tonight and wish to address the council, please step forward to the podium, state your name and address for the record. And there is a 5-minute time per person. All right. Seeing none, then ordinances and resolutions, there's none under notice for intent to consider first reading, ordinance number 2240.
An ordinance providing for additional appropriation from the American Rescue Plan Coronavirus Local Physical Recovery Fund to budget classification 445-600,000 for the city center building generator, gas line, and fence, sponsored by Foster and Gibson, and it's also scheduled for a public hearing.
All right, we have a motion. Motion by Ms. Gibson, second. Second by Mr. Hopper. Is this scheduled for a public hearing? We do open it up for a public hearing. If you're here tonight and wish to speak for or against ordinance number 2240, please step to the podium, state your name and address for the record, or speak up online. All right, hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. Any discussion on the council? All right, hearing none, then roll call, ordinance 2044, first reading.
Bates.
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Gibson. Aye. Hill.
Aye.
Hopper.
Aye.
Lexi.
Aye.
Middleton.
Aye.
And Williams.
Aye.
Ordinance 2240 passes first reading 8-0.
Mr. President, with all of the problems that have gone on around the US with electrical substations and all, I would like to move that we suspend the rules for second reading.
I have a motion to suspend the rules through second reading. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Lexi. So a motion by Ms. Gibson, second by Mr. Lexi to suspend the rules through second reading with ordinance 2240. Do I have any discussion on suspension? Hearing none, then roll call on suspension of the rules through second reading.
Campbell.
Aye.
Gibson. Aye. Hill.
Aye.
Hopper.
Aye.
Lexi.
Aye.
Middleton.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
And Bates.
Aye.
Rules are suspended through second reading on a vote of 8-0. We have a motion on second reading.
So moved.
Motion Ms. Gibson, second. Second by Mr. Lexi. Any discussion on ordinance 2240, second reading? Hearing none, then roll call. Ordinance 2240, second reading.
Gibson.
Aye.
Hill.
Aye.
Hopper.
Aye.
Lexi.
Aye.
Middleton.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Bates.
Aye.
And Campbell.
Aye. Ordinance 2240 passes second reading on a vote of 8-0. Resolution 2301.
Resolution 2301, a resolution confirming resolution 2228, the declaration of a certain area within the city of Greenwood an economic revitalization area, and qualifying certain real property improvements for tax abatement, and setting the time and place for public hearing. Visionware LLC, sponsored by Campbell and Hopper.
Do I have a motion? Motion, Mr. Hopper, second. Second by Mr. Lexi. This is scheduled for a public hearing. Open it up for public hearing. If you wish to speak for or against ordinance or resolution 2301, speak up online or step to the podium and state your name and address for the record. Hearing none, close the public hearing. Any discussion on the council? Any questions? Hearing none, then roll call, resolution 2301.
Hill. Hopper.
Aye.
Lexi.
Aye.
Middleton.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Bates.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
And Gibson.
Aye.
Excuse me, Mr. Hill.
Resolution 2301. Sorry.
Did I? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Chicago.
All right, resolution 2301 passes on a vote of 8-0. There are no new business, no ordinances or resolutions that are new business, miscellaneous business. This is the second opportunity for members of the public to address the council, this time concerning items that are not on tonight's agenda. If you would like to do so, please step forward to the podium, state your name and address for the record, or speak up online. And again, there is a 5-minute time limit per person. All right, hearing none, moving on. Miscellaneous council business. There are a couple things that we need to take care of tonight. One is appointments to various boards and commissions. And we'll start with the list that I have with the Greenwood Plan Commission. Mr. Bates has been our appointee for the last year. He has indicated to me that he wishes not to run again. Is that still correct?
Correct.
So I would accept nominations for council appointee, and it does need to be a council member to the Greenwood Plan Commission. Anybody?
I'll do it.
All right.
I nominate Mr. Leslie.
All right, we have Ms. Gibson nominates Mr. Lexi and the second by Mr. Bates. Any other nominations? Hearing none, then all in favor of Mr. Lexi being our appointee to the Plan Commission, say aye. All opposed? Thank you, Mr. Lexi.
Thank you.
Johnson County Solid Waste District Management Board. Mr. Lexi is our current appointee and has indicated he'd be willing to continue that. I would take nominations for that board.
So moved for Mr. S.
Motion by Ms. Gibson for Mr. Lexi, second by Mr. Bates. Any other nominations?
We need to keep him off the street.
All right, hearing none, then all in favor of Mr. Lexi being our appointee to Johnson County Solid Waste District Management Board, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, thank you, Mr. Lexi. Just for the record, Mr. Lexi was unanimously nominated to the Plan Commission and unanimously nominated to the Johnson County Solid Waste District Management Board. Greenwood Community Development Corporation, Paul St. Pierre has been our appointee to that, and he has indicated he would be willing to continue to do that. So I would accept the nomination.
I'll make that motion.
A motion by Mr. Bates to appoint Mr. Paul St. Pierre, a second. Second by Mr. Lexi. Any other nominations? And all in favor, hearing none, then nomination is closed. All in favor of appointing Paul St. Pierre to the Greenwood Community Development Corporation, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Mr. St. Pierre is then nominated on a unanimous vote. Greenwood Social Board of Directors, Ms. Gibson has been and is our appointee to that. I'm sure she's willing to continue. So do I have a nomination? Nomination, Mr. Bates, in a second. Second by Mr. Williams. Any other nominations? Hearing none, then all in favor of appointing Ms. Gibson to the Greenwood Social Board of Directors, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Ms. Gibson is appointed on a unanimous vote. The other two, you're welcome. She does a great job. The other two, we don't need to vote on tonight. Mr. Sherman is up, his term is up in March. So sometime in February, we can take care of that, but he has indicated his willingness to continue. Mr. Holmes, we discussed this last time, his was a 2-year term because we had just created the Greenwood Fire Merit Board 2 years ago. And we staggered the terms. Mr. Daunt was appointed for a 4-year term. Mr. Holmes was a 2-year term. When he's, whoever is, if he's reappointed or whoever we appoint this time, it will be to a 4-year term so that those will be staggered on a 2-year basis. And his isn't, it doesn't expire till the end of February. So we can do both of those. I've not talked with Mr. Holmes. I believe he was, you brought his name to our attention. Is that correct? No.
Board of
What?
Board of Zoning.
Okay. All right. Oh, that's right. So we'll need to get a hold of Mr. Holmes to find out if he's interested, and I'll be sure that's done before our next council meeting. So, all right. That takes care of all of our boards and commissions. That brings us to election of council officers. Current officers are myself as council president and Ms. Gibson as council vice president. This time I'll accept nominations for council president.
I'll nominate Mike Campbell as council president.
We have a nomination for Mike Campbell as council president. Is that a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Williams. Any other nominations? Hearing none, and we'll close nominations. All in favor of Mike Campbell being council president, say aye. Aye. All opposed? None, unanimously elected. And just let me say, I really consider it an honor and a privilege, and I appreciate it and hope that I'll do a good job for you. Council vice president, do I have a nomination for council vice president?
I nominate Linda Gibson as council vice president.
We have a nomination of Ms. Gibson. Do I have a second? Second. Second, Mr. Hopper. Any other nominations? Hearing none, then close nominations. All in favor of Ms. Gibson being council vice president, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Ms. Gibson is elected on the unanimous vote.
Thank you for the opportunity to continue.
All right, that's all I have. Any other miscellaneous business from the council? All right, other miscellaneous business, corporation council.
None from the Corporation Council.
Controller? Mayor?
Congratulations, Mr. President, Ms. Vice President.
Thank you, sir. All right, if that's it, then we are adjourned.